You are in Singapore and you plan to go to Chinatown. You open the phone app and it says goes to Chinatown MRT station. Makes sense. You're going to Chinatown, so you take the train to Chinatown station. You get there, walk a few streets and that's it. Chinatown is done. Well, you have just missed out on some of the most interesting sites in Chinatown. There are so many interesting sites in Chinatown on YouTube, but it can be hard to find them. Follow me and I will show you the most efficient route to tour Singapore Chinatown. Let's start. Instead of taking the train to the Chinatown station, take the train to Clarke Quay station, which is NE5 on the Purple Line. Look for exit A. Coming out of exit A of Clarke Quay station, you come face to face with the Park Royal Hotel. And this is the view many people come just to take pictures of. The hotel that showcases the Singapore's City in the Garden vision. It is indeed a sight to behold. Singapore used to be known as the Garden City. That was version 1. We've upgraded that vision, and in the new version, Singapore now aims to become a city in a garden. As part of this new City in a Garden vision, new construction developments are required to replace greenery lost during construction. So many new buildings today has rooftop gardens and vertical vegetation. Park Royal Hotel is one of the iconic buildings that has excelled in its design. Many people come here to take this iconic picture of the hotel. Next, move towards the junction of South Bridge Road and Pickering Street. Cross diagonally to the opposite side. At this point, you will start to see the old shop houses that have been intentionally preserved and renovated for modern businesses. The preserved old shop houses in Singapore are a great site to take photo, but it may be challenging to find the right spot. Go to Hokkien Street. The few streets next to Hokkien Street have the beautifully preserved old houses, and it's an extremely quiet lane where you can take all the time to pose for a picture. There are no cars on this street, and you have the whole street to yourself to take some iconic shots here. Continuing on, you will reach Cross Street, and from here you will see 4 different religious buildings on the same road. From Cross Street to Maxwell Food Centre, you will see a Muslim mosque, a Hindu temple, a Buddhist temple, and a Methodist church, all coexisting peacefully and in harmony within a stretch of 428 meters of road. In Singapore, you can see such religious harmony in many places. Of the 4 religious sites here, the Muslim, Hindu and Buddhist temples are lined up on the same side of the road and welcomes public visit and entry. You can enter the temples and tour and take pictures inside. Each religions have their own observations to note and avoid, so do be mindful. The Muslim and Hindu temple will require you to take off your shoes before entry, and the Buddhist temple will require you to cover exposed shoulder and thighs. They do provide a shawl at the entrance to cover them, and you can return the shawl on exit. As you walk on, you will first reach the Muslim mosque, the Masjid Jami' Mosque, also known as the Chulia Mosque. This mosque dates back to 1826, and it was first of 3 mosques in Chinatown erected by the Chulias, who were Tamil Muslim from southern India. The mosque is one of the earliest mosques built in the Chinatown Central District area. It is a predominant structure in the area, and because of this strong influence, the street next to it is called Mosque Street. Next, along South Bridge Road, the neighbor of Masjid Jami' Mosque, you come to the Hindu temple, the Sri Mariamman Temple. Sri Mariamman is the oldest Hindu temple in Singapore and a gazetted national monument. It is the principal South Indian temple for the Tamil Hindu community and hosts the famous Fire Walking Festival in October or November. During this festival, devotees walk across glowing embers in fulfillment of vows. Goddess Mariamman was revered as the bestower of rain and consequently prosperity, since crops relied heavily on sufficient rainfall. Beyond its role as a place of worship in the past, Sri Mariamman Temple served as a refuge for new immigrants, a venue for dispute mediation and an early registry of Hindu marriages. Note that both the mosque and the temple may be closed during prayers and religious activities in the course of the day. Next, along the way, you come to this interesting antique shop or a discovery shop. Here you may find many traditional art pieces of old Singaporean collections. Many of these are actual collections of relics collected by the owner. They also have new creation of traditional arts that you can get as a great addition to your own tour exhibits or use them as gifts from your tour. After the discovery shop, you will come to the Nanyang Coffee Museum. Here you can get a cup of very traditional Singapore-style coffee at the museum. There is no entrance fee. It is actually more a coffee house that has kept much of the traditional coffee house vibe. Order your meal and coffee and head up to the second level where they showcase how a Singaporean coffee shop used to look like. You can get traditional breakfast set and many local delicacies such as wonton noodle, bak kut teh, sambal prawn pasta and curry fish rice. The traditional kaya toast set is a very Singaporean breakfast set made popular and famous by Ya Kun. You can try the original kaya toast set here. This is the real authentic kaya toast set that I remember how my childhood kaya toast set was like, different from the new style kaya toast set offered by Ya Kun. Next, you come to the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple, the highlight of the entire Chinatown tour. The Buddhist temple is Chinatown's most striking landmarks, a 5-story Tang Dynasty style complex housing a sacred tooth relic of Buddha. There are a total of 6 stories here, including a mezzanine level. Many tourists will make a round tour of the ground level and exit, thinking that that's it to the temple. They totally missed out on level 4, where the Buddha tooth relic is housed in a glittering gold chamber. To get to the 4th level, take the lift on the right of the entrance. You can also go to the rooftop, which has a garden with the prayer wheel. You turn the prayer wheel clockwise and every turn will accumulate merits, purify karma and radiate blessings for you. The mezzanine and level 2 and 3 consist of Buddhist relics and history, and also the construction backgrounds and structure of the temple. To enter the Buddha Tooth Relics Temple, exposed shoulder and thighs are not allowed. Fortunately, they do provide a shawl on the right of the entrance for you to cover them up. Return the shawl on your way out. At the end of this 428-meter road, you reached the Fairfield Methodist Church. The church was previously a cinema converted into a church and has been gazetted for conservation as part of the plan to recognize post-war buildings which marked the era of independence for Singapore. It is time for a good hearty meal at the hawker center. On the opposite sides of the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple are the Maxwell Food Center and the Chinatown Complex. Both locations are famous hawker centers among locals and it is becoming very popular for tourists. Singapore's hawker centers are open-air complexes that house many stores selling a wide variety of affordably priced food. They are located everywhere in Singapore, some with adjoining wet markets. Hawker centers are a unique aspect of Singapore culture and lifestyle. And this hawker culture in Singapore was recognized on UNESCO's list of intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2020. Maxwell Food Center is famous among tourists because of Tian Tian chicken rice. Tian Tian chicken rice gained immense popularity when it was first recognized in the Michelin Guide as Bib Gourmand establishment. There is always a very long queue for chicken rice in this store. What tourists failed to recognize is that in Maxwell Food Center alone, there are at least 8 Michelin-recognized hawkers among the 100 stores here. Go look for the Michelin logo on the stores. Other than the Maxwell Food Center, the Chinatown Complex is the other popular hawker center with 277 stores at level 2 selling all kinds of food. There are at least 10 Michelin-recognized hawkers here. Chinatown Complex Hawker Center is about 3 times the size of Maxwell Food Center and they have so much variety of food you can get absolutely lost with way too many choices of food to choose from. Hawkers in hawker center perfects their skill by specializing in only a few dishes, and they cook it every day in, day out. Any stores that are unable to compete on taste runs out of business very quickly. So those that continues to be open has to be very good in their food. Here are some of the Michelin listed stores in Chinatown. After your meals, you walk into the busy Chinatown streets. Here you will find souvenirs, street food, and all the Chinatown vibe. And yes, soon we come to the elephant in the room, the most horrifying or terrifying part of the tour in Asia that you have to decide whether you want to do it at least once in your lifetime. Durian. Yes, durian. Durian is the king of all fruits, so when you are here in Asia, you have to try it. Some people like it, some people hate it. There are no people in between. It is at the same time the most tasty food in the world as it is the most smelly food in the world. Some may even say that it smells like trash, except that trash smells better. For the lucky ones, this is the best treat of your lifetime. Nothing else comes close. You can try out durian here. It is like bungee jump, you have to do it at least once in your lifetime and get it over with. Other than durians, Singapore Chinatown has much to offer. There are accessories, souvenirs, and many street eateries. Nestled in the vibrant streets of Singapore's Chinatown, the Chinatown Heritage Centre is the only place in Singapore that has meticulously recreated the original interiors of its 1950s shophouses tenant, offering an authentic glimpse into the lives of Chinatown's early residents. The Chinatown Heritage Centre is a time capsule that holds story of Singapore's past, dedicated to documenting and recreating the lives of Chinatown's earliest residents. At the Heritage Centre, you'll be able to step back in time and gain insights into the lives of the early traders, laborers, and immigrants who come to Singapore and call Singapore their home. The Chinatown Heritage Centre is indeed a sight that you must not miss. After the Chinatown Heritage Centre, walk over to the Peranakan Tiles Gallery. This is a treasure trove of fascinating artistic heritage of the Peranakan culture. This charming gallery specializes in traditional tile designs that reflect the fusion of Chinese and Malay influences. It showcases an array of beautifully crafted tiles that are perfect for collectors and art enthusiasts. Visitors can explore a diverse selection of antique tiles, each with its own history and significance, making it an ideal spot for both shopping and education. With that, we complete the full tour of Chinatown covering the key tourist sites. Welcome and enjoy your stay in Singapore.